It seems like MSNBC really wants to have fun with Donald Trump on this second term because they're really amping up all the name calling. Of course, you heard about Donnie Two Dolls, and then you heard about the Financial Times guy that called his philosophy a taco trade. And of course, NBC ran with taco. But Jen Psaki also wants to get in on the action, and she's come up with one too. She's calling Donald Trump the 2-week POTUS. That's kind of like a play on 2-week notice. And here's why.
We're going to be sending letters out in about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
I can't tell you that, but I'll let you know in about 2 weeks, within 2 weeks.
I could answer that question better in 2 weeks. I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks.
I'll announce it over the next 2 weeks.
I'll tell you about that in a month from now or 2 weeks from now. Trust President Putin. You know, in about 2 weeks.
You can ask that question in 2 weeks, and we'll see.
It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks.
We're going to start selling, hopefully, in about 2 weeks.
Now, he's been doing that all this year. In addition to starting tariff, pausing tariffs, starting tariffs, pausing tariffs, he's not making any decisions. He's just coasting along and moving the goalposts as the deadlines come up. But they also showed him doing that in his first term.
We're going to be announcing something, I would say, over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
I'll be making a big decision on the Paris Accord over the next 2 weeks.
We are coming out with that plan in 2 weeks. We'll be reporting back sometime over the next 2 weeks.
You'll be seeing that over the next 2 weeks.
Over the next 2 weeks.
And it doesn't have to be today. It can be tomorrow. And it can be in 2 weeks from now.
And Jen Psaki said that you can find it on YouTube and Google and everywhere about this 2-week deadline thing, because he also did it with healthcare in his first term.
We're signing a healthcare plan within 2 weeks, a full and complete healthcare plan. We're going to be introducing a tremendous healthcare plan sometime hopefully prior to the end of the month. It's just about completed now. Over the next 2 weeks, I'll be pursuing a major executive order requiring health insurance companies to cover all pre-existing conditions for all customers.
You told Chris Wallace that this summer would come in 3 weeks. You promised an executive order on pre-existing.
I have it already.
The president will be laying out some additional healthcare steps in the coming, I would say, 2 weeks. Yeah.
MSNBC believes, or Jen Psaki believes, that the 2-week thing is just him pushing it over, smoothing it over, hoping that it dies down within 2 weeks. If it gets better, he can claim credit. If it gets bad, he can blame someone else. Just put it off for 2 weeks and just get it out of the way. But I don't think that's what it is. I don't. Okay, and I got to caveat this by saying this is my conspiracy theory. I have no proof to back this up. I'm not an expert in the languages, in the dialect of New Yorkers. Don't know. But I got a feeling that Donald Trump still considered himself to be a mob boss. You got the Trump organization. He calls himself the Don. He's heavy, really, really heavy into loyalty. And every woman that marries him has to give him a child, just like the mob. He had to deal with the mob in the 70s and 80s and 90s when it came to real estate and when it came to putting up his casinos. He has this mob-like mentality. And the 2 weeks are to piss you off. The 2 weeks don't matter. They're a pie in the sky. He's lying to you. When he tells you 2 weeks, he's really telling you to go fuck yourself. He doesn't care about it. That's why he says 2 weeks. And when the 2-week deadline comes, he doesn't do it. Trust me, you can find this in a mob movie where the guy says, I'll get you your money in 2 weeks. That's pretty much saying go fuck yourself, right? That's what he's doing when he says this 2-week thing. And trust and believe, he is hoping that in the next 2 weeks, Israel and Iran can figure this shit out so he don't have to be involved, but still claim credit. What do you think?
Now, regarding the ongoing situation in Iran, I know there has been a lot of speculation amongst all of you in the media regarding the president's decision-making and whether or not the United States will be directly involved. In light of that news, I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, "Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks."